President Donald Trump signs an executive order sparking protests at airports across the nation. RMU holds its annual blood drive, giving students the chance to give back. And last night, the annual SAG Awards were held, giving celebrities a stage to talk about the newest Donald Trump executive actions. Welcome to RMU Live. Today is Monday, January 30th, 2017. I'm Eddie Sheehy.
And I'm Hannah Smith. Here's what's happening now. Friday, President Donald Trump banned citizens from 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the U.S., including Iraq, Syria, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The executive order lasts for at least 90 days, and the order also suspends the refugee program and bans the Syrian refugees. A senior White House official told CNN that this is likely the first step in establishing a border ban. In response to President Trump's order, thousands of people protested at airports around the country this weekend, including right here at Pittsburgh International Airport. Dozens of Pittsburgh immigrants, including Mayor Peduto, came out to show their support, and airport spokesperson said demonstrators were peaceful and no arrests were made. No flights were impacted.
Students, faculty, and staff looking to do a little extra for their fellow person got their chance last week when the Central Blood Bank set up in the John Jay Gym with the goal of collecting some 75 units of blood that would be used in hospitals throughout the region. Every day, the Central Blood Bank needs to receive at least 200 units of blood in order to serve hospitals throughout the Pittsburgh area and the rest of the region.
So today we're gold our drive at 75. If we're going to have, hopefully we'll get that number of units, but we'll see more students than that because of the deferrals, the temperature, the tattoos, things like that.
With the high demand for blood in the area, every single donation could literally be the difference between life and death. Luckily, the process for donation is quite simple. Upon arrival, you fill out a quick survey to make sure you're eligible to give blood. You then wait to have a sample of your blood drawn and tested, and assuming everything in the test is cleared, you're well on your way to donation.
So when we collect the unit of blood, we take it to our lab and we separate it into the 3 components: platelets, plasma, and red cells. So the plasma goes to burn victims or someone that has an illness requiring plasma transfusions. Number 1 users are platelets or cancer patients, and then your red cells, which can hang out for about 42 days, go to trauma patients, but more so surgical patients, patients with bleeding disorders.
All in all, the process takes just about an hour to complete, but the students we talked to seemed to think that that was a small price to pay in order to help someone else.
You probably might feel a needle going on, but that's about it. Other than that, it's not.
I don't know, I just feel good about myself doing this anyways.
Now, for anyone who missed the opportunity to donate last week but would like to, don't worry. The Central Blood Bank visits RMU at least 3 times every year, and you'll have another chance to give on April 12th when the Central Blood Bank returns.
Closed for a short period of time this morning after a report of a suspicious device. The bomb squad was called to the scene, and the bridge was reopened shortly after 9 a.m. At least 1 person was killed this morning after a 2-vehicle crash in Beaver County. The accident happened just before 7 a.m. along Route 65 in North Swickley Township. 1 person was taken to the hospital. The cause of the crash has not been released.
Firefighters spent hours this morning trying to knock down a house fire in Stowe Township in the 100 block of Ohio Street. 2 people were inside the home when the fire broke out, but were able to get out safely. As of right now, the cause of the fire is still unknown. A 27-year-old man, Dean Craven from Neshonoc Township in Lawrence County, was charged Sunday afternoon after allegedly stabbing and killing his mother. Investigators said Craven and his 57-year-old mother, Lori Craven, got into an argument which led to the stabbing. Lori Craven was pronounced dead at the scene, and Dean Craven is currently in the Lawrence County Jail.
Students at RMU rely on ResNet daily.
Wireless internet service ResNet is pumped through hundreds of routers just like these across 33 buildings all over Robert Morris University campus.
Robert Morris's technical support team, ResTech, is tasked with providing wireless and wired internet access to 33 buildings on the Robert Morris campus. Students can opt to connect to the already provided wireless internet or purchase their own router and broadcast their own signal.
On the network itself, it's fairly decent speed, and it seems to cover a large portion of the dorms, if not all of it. I know at the beginning when I was trying to register my devices, it was definitely a hard system to navigate to even register your device to begin with.
ResTech supervisor Scott Hostler reports that this year the registration process has been simplified due to the system automatically finding the MAC address. Also over the summer, ResNet got an update to increase the bandwidth.
Now, students aren't necessarily concerned about the speed of the internet, more so the registration process that takes place every year, getting their devices registered on the ResNet service. Reporting from Robert Morris University, Gage Golding, RMU Century Media.
If you experience any issues with ResNet, you can find ResTech's hours on RMU's website.
A SWAT team was called to Brentwood on Sunday after reports of a suspected home invasion in the area. The invasion happened early Sunday morning on Hurston Way, resulting in injuries to one person. But the SWAT team on scene was not the organization that arrested the suspects, as the two suspects in the incident turned themselves in. Heavy mold growth was found in linens used at two University of Pittsburgh Medical Center hospitals, where 5 mold-related deaths have occurred since October of 2014. 2 wrongful death suits were filed by the families of Daniel Craig and Che Duvall, who both died from mold infections. The medical center stated that it will work closely with health officials to create the safest environment possible for patient care. Now, last week, temperatures in the area were hitting higher than average, with multiple days even reaching into the 50s, but unfortunately, it looks like that good luck and good weather may be gone, at least for the foreseeable future. With more on the snow that's making for a slippery commute across campus, here's Malik Frierson. Malik?
Thank you, Eddie. Well, Jack Frost decided to pay us a surprise visit, and he did not disappoint. Anybody headed outside, prepare to bundle up for the snow. Now, there may be some people who won't be headed outside because of the delays and closings in the area. Several companies and schools were forced to change their schedules or close entirely due to the weather. Project Destiny of Pittsburgh canceled all activities. The Pittsburgh Ballet Company and School started on a delayed schedule. Head Start of Fayette Company has closed. Seniors has also adjusted its schedule to several locations. The Pittsburgh Toy Lending Library has also resorted to a more delayed schedule. In terms of travel, Interstate 70 in Pennsylvania between mile markers 53 and 57 and Pennsylvania Turnpike between mile markers 68 and 99 has been affected by the weather. Please be safe out there. Back to the desk.
And for everything you need to know about RMU news, sports, and arts and entertainment, be sure to check out rmucenturymedia.com.
And when we come back from the break, Donald Trump's latest announcement on Twitter teases his decision on filling Justice Scalia's Supreme Court seat.
And politics took center stage at last night's Actors Guild Awards. What the stars had to say when we come back.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
President Donald Trump announced this morning that he will announce his nominee for the Supreme Court tomorrow at 8 p.m. A White House aide said that the decision to make the announcement during prime time was Trump's idea, and then with the hope of drawing a larger audience than during the day. The three people in the running for the seat are Federal Appeals Court Judge Neil Gorsuch of Colorado, Thomas Herdman of Pittsburgh, and William Pryor of Alabama.
Protesters across the country were chanting "No ban, no wall" this weekend in response to President Trump's executive order on immigration. In New York City, a large crowd massed outside the JFK International Airport after 2 Iraqis were detained and later released. Protests continued into Sunday at airports in Orlando, Boston, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Seattle, Washington, and Chicago. Now, taking a look more at those protests in New York, we can see here on everything that people were bringing signs saying that we are all immigrants, referring back to everybody coming back to America originally here. And then they were all gathering outside of these terminals. Taking a look at the Pittsburgh ones, we had "No hate, no fear" chanting. Then what Pittsburgh put their own spin on different things using their Pittsburghese was saying that yins are welcome here. Also, we had Mayor Bill Pizzuto join the crowds. He left, I believe, an event early to actually show his support with people. We also have an immigrant's daughter here saying, "Are you afraid of me, Trump?" referring to the little girl and everything. We also saw protests in Germany and everything along those lines. So everybody's coming out and showing their support along those lines. So everything is back to the, we will continue to update you.
One Republican Senator, Rob Portman, criticized President Donald Trump on Sunday about his executive actions that ban travel into the United States from 7 Middle East countries. Portman said Congress should be getting involved in strengthening the nation's examination of visa applicants and is glad to see 2 judges temporarily blocking Trump's executive order. He also suggested that lawmakers should not allow President Trump to independently roll back sanctions on Russia. Just a little over an hour ago, 2 suspects were arrested in connection to a shooting Sunday night that left 6 people dead and 8 injured in Quebec at an Islamic cultural center where more than 50 people were gathered for evening prayers. The suspects have not been identified, but sources said they were students at Laval University. Automatic weapons and handguns were also recovered during the arrest.
1 U.S. service member was killed and 6 others were wounded yesterday during a raid against al-Qaeda in Yemen. This makes it the first service member killed under Donald Trump's presidency. The raid was not directed against specific individuals, but was an intelligence gathering action. U.S. officials said 3 senior al-Qaeda leaders were among those killed.
3 people are dead after a boat sunk off a popular tourist island in Malaysia Sunday evening. The boat sunk off the coast of Sabah, carrying mainly Chinese nationals. Tugboat and fishermen recovered 23 people in total after the accident. The cause of the accident was not immediately clear, and the boat is currently still missing after the search party was called off due to bad weather.
A chain of wildfires in central and southern Chile have killed at least 11 people and destroyed thousands of homes in the area. The fire has taken over 3 times the size of the New York City area. President Michelle Bachelet said that Chile has never seen anything of this size. Many of those killed in the fires are firefighters battling over 100 separate blazes. The government reports that half of these fires are still uncontrolled and started 2 weeks ago with historically high temperatures and ongoing drought.
Brussels airport attack suspect Mohamed Abrini is currently under formal investigation in France over the 2015 Paris terror attacks, commonly referred to as the man in the hat after being filmed with bombers who attacked Brussels airport last March. Abrini's fingerprints were found in 2 safe houses in Brussels, as well as in a car used during the Paris attacks.
North Korea appears to be restarting a plutonium reactor just before U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis gets ready to visit South Korea and Japan. Analysis of new satellite imagery from North Korea tracking project concludes the country is restarting a reactor at a nuclear facility. North Korea's attempt to develop its missile technology comes a year after heightened nuclear activity. Miss France is now Miss Universe. Iris Mittenaire, a 24-year-old dental surgery student, beat out 12 other finalists for the crown. She will be campaigning for dental and oral care around the world. The first and second runners-up were Miss Haiti and Miss Colombia.
Last night's Screen Actors Guild Award was marked with a number of surprising winners and upsets, including wins for Denzel Washington for Best Actor, Emma Stone for Best Actress, Stranger Things for Outstanding Drama Ensemble, and Orange is the New Black for Outstanding Comedy Ensemble. True to the nature of 2017, though, the Screen Actors Guild Award were a sounding board for concerns over the current Trump administration. The tone was set by host Ashton Kutcher, who began the evening with a joke about everyone at home and everyone in airports that belong in America enjoying the show. The criticism continued throughout the night, with some choosing to call out the president by name, while others suggested silent activism as the best route moving forward.
When we come back to RMU Live, sports anchor Rashad Christian will be talking about the Pens after losing 2 of their 3 games.
And RMU Live's weather forecaster Malik Frierson has a look at the weather you're going to be walking to class in over the next few days. We'll be right back.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Hello, everyone. I am Rashad Christian, and I am here to catch you up on the world of sports, both professional and RMU-based. The Pittsburgh Penguins have dropped 2 of their last 3 games as they lost to the Boston Bruins on the 26th. The Penguins will go on to face the Nashville Predators tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll see if they can win one at home. After losing Game 1 of the series against Holy Cross, the men's hockey team came out firing, scoring an astounding 6 goals in the first period of Game 2, en route to a victory. They'll have a few days off, as their next game isn't until Friday when they play against RIT. Sticking with hockey, the women's team split a series with the Syracuse Orange. After an impressive 3-1 win over Syracuse, the Orange came back to life in Game 2, winning by a score of 5-1. That's all the time we have for sports. I appreciate the time you spent with me, and I hope you can do the same with Malik Frierson as he goes over the weekly weather. What's it like, Frierson?
Well, Rashad, one simple answer: it's cold. With a high of 28 today, it's like snow is just everywhere. No, we weren't expecting snow. It's covered. It's super cold. Getting to class, expect lots of rolling fields of snow. Previous record for today was, of course, of 72, and we weren't expecting that, of course. Let's go over to tomorrow, which we're at a high of. Let's go over to the tomorrow, which is January 31st, of course, with a high of 30 and a previous record of 72. Of course, expect a little bit more chilly, not as chilly as today was, but, continue on. Let's go over to the 5-day now, where we will see Wednesday, more snow, Thursday, partly cloudy, and let's go back to the desk for Hannah and Eddie.
Thanks, Malik. Looks like some more snow. We're going to be walking to class, and unfortunately, that's all the time we have for RMU Live this afternoon.
We'll see you next week.